Tax abatement meeting, hearing, open as of 5:47 PM. And I was just reminded that while we do have a chair for the Board of Civil Authority, Rolf has reminded me that we need to elect a chair for the Board of Tax Abatement. Does anybody have a nomination?
I nominate Dave Norton,
A second.
and may I attach a codicil to that, please?
Sure.
When Mike comes back, if Dave has no objection, Mike will take over the meeting. Is that permissible? You folks in agreement with
Temporary,
that?
are you saying temporary or, what do you call it?
Yes,
What it-
acting.
Acting chair, thank you, that's the word I was looking for.
You comfortable with that, Dave?
So Mike's gonna
Is
take
that-
over as acting chair.
And he may, I hear the door opening.
Yeah,
right there.
he is.
Okay,
Okay, perfect
just
timing.
in time.
Sorry, the
That's
camera's
okay.
down.
We, I decided to open the hearing,
It's okay.
and, what we were just doing, Rolf reminded me that while you were the chair of the Board of Civil Authority, we didn't elect
Thought there was
a
co-chair.
who were you co-chair with?
I don't know. I just thought there was. We were before, and I just thought it continued.
Well, it was with Doris.
Right.
And then who was it? I have to pull the minutes. But
I
we
could be
don't-
wrong.
We don't have a Board of Tax
Sorry, Norma.
Abatement.
That's okay.
A
Chair.
Board of Tax Abatement chairman, so Rolf was just
I'll
nominated.
withdraw my earlier
Okay,
motion.
we hadn't
Now,
voted on it.
I move that
I
we,
think we should have a backup, just in case.
no, but I move we elect Mike Ripley as the chair of the Board of Tax Abatement.
Okay,
Second that.
seconded by everybody, okay. And
All in
can I have a
favor?
vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Were there any abstentions? All in
Me.
favor? Okay, so now that that little piece has been taken care of, you have yours.
Yep.
Okay. This, I think I will just hand this out to everybody so they understand. Mike is going to conduct the hearing, and this is the order of things so that people know. There you go. There you go. I'll give a couple to you.
Very good. Thank you.
That's the order we'll go in. Dry hands. I know the feeling. Do you need one?
Thank you.
It isn't. This is something I did this afternoon, realizing that it might be helpful. There we go. All right, and I will let Mike continue.
So we open the hearing for parcel number 2B21-040 for Norma Randall at 664 High Street in Cavendish. And you're represented?
Yes.
Okay. And then I need to ask you to take the following oath. That under the pains and penalties of perjury, you solemnly swear that the evidence you give in the cause under consideration shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Does anybody feel like they have a conflict of interest with this matter? Anybody have communication with Norma about it or anything like that? Okay. You've got a copy of the board's rules and procedures?
I have those here for them. Pretty much.
Do you want us to
What
move
I-
closer, by the way?
What's that?
Do you want us to move closer?
Oh, no, that's
Okay.
fine. That's pretty much what I gave you. This is the
Yes.
short version.
Yep, perfect, thank you.
Okay.
So yes, we have a copy of the rules.
Okay, thank you. And do we have a listing of the property?
I'm sorry.
Like, do we have the summary, the listing of the property?
Um, I don't,
Okay.
I don't.
All right, so Norma, under what rule or regulation or statutory abatement category do you feel like that this abatement request is being made under?
I didn't understand.
So what part of the law, the abatement request, what is it being made under? Why are you asking for the abatement?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. But because at this point, I'm not able to work, so I'm, living on a fixed income. Because I got into a car accident, it kind of messed me up. And I want to keep my home. And I want to stay in Cavendish.
So I think specifically we were looking under 1553 A3, I believe.
That's on the copy. In that letter, too. Yeah, that's it.
Last page.
And I think to some extent 1535 A1.
It's page 6 in the description of the process.
Do you have anything else you want to add? Any documents, any other?
So no documents per se, other than the affidavit that we submitted in connection with the application. And we've been working with Ms. Randall at the clinics. My name is Don Hayes for everybody at the board. I'm an attorney and the director of the South Royalton Legal Clinic in South Royalton. We were approached by the town attorney for the town of Cavendish to assist in this matter. At the time we picked it up, Ms. Randall was occupying the property. It was a property that was owned previously by her now deceased mother. Mother passed away in 2003.
I think.
No estate was opened at that point in time, and the property taxes and I believe the utility bills continued to accrue over a fairly extended period of time. An estate was opened, and we were able to get the property conveyed into Ms. Randall's hands, and I think we just filed, Dan, probably within the past 2 months or so, we filed the decree of distribution.
October, yeah.
October, okay.
Yeah.
So the property is now in her name and in a position to request the abatement. We did, our own sort of financial analysis. Income situation has been in, a state of flux. But there is fixed income totaling around $1,390 per month, so not a ton, but certainly sufficient income. One of the things that we had considered doing is putting her into a Chapter 13 bankruptcy to give her an opportunity to pay off a portion of the taxes. I think the bill at this point, and I don't have the exact figure, but I believe it's probably over $40,000 at this point.
Yeah.
It's
That's for
28,000
taxes.
some,
It's 28,000 for the taxes, and then I believe there's utility as well.
10,000 for the utilities,
And how much, I'm sorry?
10 for.
10, so,
Yeah.
okay, so
Talking
close
water.
to 40, probably a little bit more.
It's just water, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Sorry.
point out, though, that there wasn't a request for abatement of utilities in the letter. It just mentions taxes.
Oh, and that actually is my fault. I did not include, and if it's possible to
Oh,
amend
I'm
that
sorry.
request. I thought I
I'm
did.
wrong, you did,
Okay.
yeah, current taxes and water payments.
Okay,
No,
I'm sorry.
my mistake.
It may not have been, I think when we first talked about doing the abatement, I think we did just talk about the property taxes.
Yeah.
Only after the fact did I learn about the delinquency for the utilities. So it's a substantial arrearage that's out there. Ms. Randall does believe she can make payments going forward based on her current income, and probably can make either through agreement with the town some sort of payment plan that will allow her to stay in the home and chip away at the arrearage. I think I do a lot of consumer bankruptcy work, and the bill is pretty substantial. And it would be, in my estimation, I think it would be very difficult over a 5-year period for her to, let's say in the context of a Chapter 13, to pay the full amount off. But I believe she could pay something, and Norma would certainly agree, she could
Yes.
pay something and make an agreement to keep the taxes current and the utilities current on an ongoing basis, and then come up with some plan to chip away at the balance. there were a few unfortunate circumstances. You know, COVID happened, and there was an opportunity to obtain some VHAP money, which VHAP at the time was offering grants, you know, totaling $30,000 to assist homeowners. And unfortunately, just because the estate was never opened, the property was not in Ms. Randall's name, and as a result, she wasn't able to take advantage of that. So I feel as though, you know, there's some unfortunate circumstances, not just the passing of her mother, but certainly, you know, some missed opportunities there that have put us in the current position. So, you know, we're all in small towns. I certainly understand how difficult it is to look at a substantial bill like that and say, you know, let's let it go. And I don't think that's what Ms. Randall is asking for. She's really just asking for maybe a reduction, enough that we could reasonably look to pay it off, you know, perhaps in a Chapter 13 plan or through some other type of arrangement that's made with the town.
I'm going to mark the abatement request, exhibit number A-1.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman,
Does anybody on the board have any questions? Or?
I have a comment to make. I think it might be very helpful to everybody concerned if we state what item number 3 under title 1535A is. And if you...
Do you have that handy?
I have that handy. So it's taxes of persons who are unable to pay their taxes, interest, or collection fees.
That is,
Mr. Hayes, or do you concur that that's...
I do, and I think there's to some extent, you know, perhaps 1535 or 1535 A1, which is related to the death of the property owner. Perhaps I believe the estate was insolvent. There wasn't any property other than the mobile home that was ultimately conveyed to Miss Randall. So it could be, you know, a blend of the two.
If I'm not wrong, that I don't think that one would apply, because I believe that goes to taxes that were due prior to the death.
At the time of.
At the time of.
And I believe, and I don't.
Death, and that's where I don't agree with that one.
Right, and I think
based on the way it's written.
Yes, yeah. And I think I don't know, and I don't know as though I've ever had, and maybe I have, and it's been a file that's been open in our office for a while, a history of there may have been a portion of the taxes that was delinquent at the time of death, but I couldn't even hazard a guess as to what that amount would have been.
That one would fall under that.
For only that portion.
For that portion.
Correct, right. I agree with, I definitely concur with that.
If I may, I'd like to add to that. This recitation of delinquent taxes goes back to 2008, and Norma testified that her mother passed away in 2003.
Yes.
I believe that's correct.
So I think there's a spread of 5 years that is already not applicable to this particular case.
Right. I believe it's true. So
I'm
we
sorry,
could,
you said your mother passed in 2003?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I just want to make sure, you know.
So that we don't confuse the issue
Right.
here. This has nothing to do with the prior taxes.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, that's where I was getting at with.
right.
And when did you take over the home?
A1.
Well, I lived there with her and took care of her, and then after she passed away, I stayed and picked up the mortgage and, you know, paid
But
her
when did it
bills I
officially
could.
become yours?
Pardon?
When did it officially pass to you?
It officially passed, what, a couple months ago?
Yeah, so
it was in October that I got the paperwork, which was signed by the court March 18th,
Right.
2025. But it wasn't sent
Correct.
to me for recording, so then I received an appeal in August, and that's what brought my attention to the fact that it had been settled in court, but I had not, the town had not received the transfer.
That's right.
So October of '25 is when we received the transfer. The final decree.
Correct. And I think there was an issue too with the recording, because we also had to record the stipulation that we had
Yes.
entered into with the town.
That's correct.
So that had created a little bit of delay as well. But the estate was opened in late 2021, and the probate procedure took really until we ultimately got the final the decree. It wasn't until early 2025 that we
Right,
finally got the decree. So it took a long time to slug its way through probate court.
right, yeah,
So, and we had, pandemic in the midst of it, so I think that
yeah,
created-
everything took very long.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And then I did receive the transfer, which mentioned the stipulation, but there was no stipulation
Correct.
attached, so
Yep.
I requested that.
Yeah. Which I think now it is officially in Ms.
It
Raymond's.
is, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Took long enough.
Anybody else?
I think at some point we're gonna go into deliberations.
Session.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly what the proper breakover point will be, but let me know if you will.
If nobody else has any questions, and they have nothing else, then we
Right.
could conclude this part.
And I would add, just, and I think I mentioned this before, but it's worth repeating that, there is, initially, we had talked about doing a Chapter 13 bankruptcy and, providing Ms. Randall with a monthly payment plan. So if you don't have any experience with Chapter 13 bankruptcies, the claim from the town would essentially be a secured claim. A Chapter 13 plan would give the debtor an opportunity to pay off an obligation by agreement over a period of 5 years. It's supervised by the court. The payment, just thinking in rough numbers, it could allow her to, make, I wouldn't say a substantial, but a meaningful payment toward the arrearage. And then coupled with an ongoing obligation to keep the property taxes and the utilities current, may be a good solution to allow her to stay in the home. And I realize it's not without a hardship to the town. It's, a lot of money to be abating. So it's not, she's not asking for a free ride, but, potentially an accommodation through a 13 or through some other, payment plan. So.
All right, nothing else? Okay, then we will enter our deliberative session, and
Perfect.
it's my understanding we have 30 days before we issue a decision, and we'll let you know.
Perfect.
I believe that's a recommendation, 30
Right,
days. It's
so
not mandatory.
At most.
Not mandatory.
Yeah.
Could be longer, but could be shorter.
No, it could be
Right.
shorter, can't be longer.
Can't be
It
longer.
can be longer. I think it can be longer, is that
Right,
correct?
there is no requirement.
There's no statutory limit. The recommendation is 30 days, but it's not statutorily required
Correct.
to be resolved in 30 days.
I don't see it taking
And I
longer.
would point out that this matter has been going on for 16 years,
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, so what's the rush?
Or maybe we should finish it off.
At the expense of the other taxpayers?
Thank you,
Okay.
Norm, I'm sorry again, I'm sorry I was late.
Oh, that's
That is
okay. These things happen.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're never late.
There was a meeting, it was running late, I'm like, I gotta go, and I got out there and the car wouldn't start. I'm like,
Oh, dear. So we're gonna close
Yeah.
this portion of the
This
hearing, and
Okay.
we will get back to you at a later date.
Well, I appreciate it. If there's any, I'm happy to make myself available to answer any additional questions, or, if you do come up with an amount that, might be acceptable to pay through a plan, I'd be happy to, run some illustrations of what that might look like. So maybe there's a middle ground that we can meet, that understanding the hardship on the taxpayers, but also appreciating the hardship to Ms. Randall here. So I really appreciate all your time and
Yeah.
convening this evening, and thank you.
Yes, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Okay.